everyone, it's me, Porny Corny here, and I really thought this would get solved, but it's only getting worse. Before we get on with this video, I'm going to give you a trigger warning. This video discusses pedophilia, racism, anti-Semitic art, child grooming, manipulation, and the sexual exploitation of minors. I would also like to address what I did in my last High-in-One video. I addressed Briar Blue with the wrong pronouns, and I'm really sorry about that. I didn't know what their pronouns were, and I should have asked. My apologies do go out to them, and I really hope I can be forgiven because it was an honest mistake. I'm severely sorry, and I hope I didn't cause any gender dysphoria or body dysphoria, anything like that. And I hope we can move on from this, and I'm going to do my best to do better. Alright, getting on with this. So what's going on? Well, pack your bags because this is a field trip. Recently, a user on Instagram, also known as the creator of my YouTube watermark, which is on all of my YouTube videos, Mawzaj, sent an email out to Animal Jam regarding High-in-One and Stray Cat 2. And oh boy. Animal Jam headquarters' response was the most disgusting response I've seen from such developers. The developers in question are the makers of Animal Jam Classic, Feral, Animal Jam Play Wild. All of these are pretty much kids' game, Feral being the only 13+ game, which is still in the beta testing. In this video, I'm going to be looking over their response, and if you don't know what's going on, I'll link videos in the description of what's going on that go in more detail, but I'll briefly go over what happened. As for High-in-One, he groomed a 13-year-old child into doing erotic roleplays on Animal Jam Classic and Feral, knowing the child was 13. He made sexualized art of the minor's character, and there were tons of screenshots proving it. High-in-One also made art including the Confederate flag and the Nazi plane in some of his works, so yeah. And as for Stray Cat 2, he groomed a child into doing erotic roleplays on other websites, yet has an Animal Jam platform, has said the N-word multiple times, sent not safe for work to minors, and way more of that sort. As I said, links to videos like that will go in the description. Now into Animal Jam's response email. I'm going to review this in sections so I can speak my mind about it right away and go into more depth of what they say. Section 1. We understand you have questions regarding some specific player accounts in the game. When we receive a report from any player or parent suggesting that unsafe behavior is taking place in Animal Jam, we investigate it thoroughly and take action immediately to protect our player community. Any players found to be breaking Animal Jam terms of service will have their accounts actioned. We take great care to watch for any subsequent illicit or harmful activity on reported accounts, and we report any such activity to the proper authorities as necessary. The entire first paragraph of this, or complete section, is BS. If you've seen any of my past videos on High-in-One, you would see that they're not being honest. Animal Jam does an awful job at protecting the children in their fan base. They have also claimed that High-in-One's racist and anti-Semitic art is a part of a culture and it must be respected. If they allow nothing like the sound of skin on skin in the morning through their chats, they aren't doing a good job moderating it. It's very clear. This is section 2. At GHQ, we see conflicts between players emerge, and occasionally we see the conflicts escalate into kids accusing each other of terrible things and attempting to draw the Animal Jam community into their battle. We see when players are creating multiple accounts to give credibility to their accusations. We see their chat before it is altered and edited in their videos. We see the context for chat that, when taken out of context, appears to show unacceptable behavior in a game designed for children. Okay, so right here, it's very obvious they're talking about High-in-One because it has lots of in-game screenshots and pictures. Okay then, what is the context then? Because when you claim this, it shows you're hiding something that could end this all, but you won't. In court, you could get into trouble withholding such information as this. Show evidence how these photos could have been faked. Your game is a pedophile's playground if you sit back and allow all of this to happen. Because the people in question that are doing this have status. And you don't want a bad name for yourself. That's what all of this is. saying to me, like, actually, what are you all thinking? You allow racist, pedophiles, and more nasty people, but you go out of your way to punish people who sell your already culture appropriating items worse than these pedophiles. You cannot disprove these screenshots if you don't show the evidence. You guys are some of the most worst game developers to exist. I hope you get sued and shut down for allowing multiple children to get put into a situation. You won't let people say no to a trade for God knows what damn reason. Section 3. As you mentioned in your report, many times players who are intent on breaking the rules will do their best to circumvent our filters and evade our moderation team. Reports such as yours help our moderation team to isolate and investigate new accounts that may be related to these problematic players. Please know that the safety of our community is our highest priority, and while we may not be able to update you as to the results of our research, we appreciate your concern for the Animal Jam community and your help in protecting our players. Ah yes, Animal Jam headquarters spitting even more bullcrap. Animal Jam can keep saying how big of a priority that safety is all they want. It doesn't back up their actions, however, and how they handle the situations too. That's the truth. I could say, oh yeah, I think the color red is super ugly and I would never wear a red shirt all I want. And then the next day, I could wear a red shirt. If that makes sense to you, dear tea sippers. Not to mention the amount of grammar errors and such, Animal Jam sure does a great job at handling situations and being professional. Section 4. Due to privacy restrictions, we cannot release any information about specific player accounts that do not belong to you. We can, however, give you this reassurance. If predatory behavior is being reported in Animal Jam, we investigate it and take action. If, following our investigation, the accused player has not been removed from the game, it's because the actions were unfounded, no matter how they've been made to appear in social media posts and videos. Okay, quit saying things and not backing up your words. You can't give us assurance if your words don't line up with your actions, just as I said with my red shirt analogy. Yes, I understand you can't release private information, but chat logs that are on a public children's game aren't private information. It's just not. If it's happening in a public area, it's not really private anymore. Here are some things that would be considered private information: home addresses, phone numbers, photos of your personal self, recordings of your personal self, literally anything that would identify you as a person. Social security numbers, banks, insurances, etc. You get my point. So, Animal Jam, where is your line of inappropriate conversations and personal info? Because I have literally been warned for inappropriate behavior for saying no to a trade, and that's so ridiculous, and maybe even hypocritical of your systems and or moderation team. Final section, Section 5. If you have new or additional information to share that will aid us in our investigation of player reports, please reply back with the exact date, times of inappropriate actions that have taken place. Please also include where you saw the interaction take place: Animal Jam Feral, Animal Jam Classic, and which platform you were using: desktop, computer, mobile device. If the actions took place outside of our games, we encourage you to also report them to the specific online platform where you observed them. You have just now proved my point further on being a pedophile's playground. You wouldn't want old EDP445 on your game, would you? Just because he didn't do anything inappropriate in your game means he's not having a pedophilic agenda somewhere else. You need to prevent things before they happen too, not take action only after things such as this have happened. It's not just what happens in your game. You have to watch what happens outside of your game, like you do when you catch Animal Jam sellers. Like I said, Animal Jam HQ gives harsher punishments to people who sell items on Animal Jam over Instagram more than the pedophiles on their games. Not to mention, some of their emails are inconsistent, illiterate, or not grammatically correct. Most emails are supposed to end with a signature or sign. I already forgot what it's called, but a signature of whoever is responding to it. However, for whatever reason, whoever wrote this email did not provide it. I don't know if it's one of the head people there or if it's just inconsistent, but that's just another thing. Their customer service sucks. Here's what I advise to do because of Animal Jam headquarters response. Quit playing their games. Cancel your memberships. I don't care if you sell your items. Make that bank. I have respect for you. I'm not even gonna lie. If you want to play Animal Jam, I advise you blocking Hyene1, Chocolate for Froggy, any Hyene1 alt accounts, Chocolate for Froggy alt accounts, Stray Cat 2, any Stray Cat 2 alt accounts. I will come out if there's any more pedophiles running around in this game. I advise you not to buy any more memberships with actual money. If you have sapphires, just use those. Try not to support Animal Jam headquarters too much, and I advise Jambassadors to step down because they're now representing a community that is filled with pedophiles, and I feel so bad for Jambassadors who were picked by Animal Jam to represent such a community. Personally, I'm quitting Animal Jam. I'm done. My last thing I'm doing on Animal Jam is gifting any friends or fans on Animal Jam. Thanks for the memories, but Animal Jam headquarters, yes, I'm talking to you directly. Hyene1, Stray Cat 2, Chocolate for Froggy, you've ruined everything. I'll come back when Animal Jam headquarters comes to their senses and they do a better job protecting kids from pedophiles, or they actually provide some real evidence and stick with their words. I'll start doing it when they become better developers. I'm so sorry, this is a negative video again, but I promise I'll do a more positive video soon. I'm done here for now. So as always, enjoy your herbal tea.